Hey, welcome to my Animal Crossing New Horizons island tour and story. This is HEIHEI. It's kind of a tropical rainforest island with pirates and booty and all that stuff. Here's the dream address if you want to check out my island for yourself. I also listed it in my description box with other dream addresses that I've created. And if you liked today's video, I have other YouTube videos with other island tours and stories, including my Gothic Victorian island and my Nordic fishing village island. And there'll be more island tour videos to come. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I live stream over there, and all my socials are linked in the description box as well, including our awesome Discord community. All right, let's take a trip to HEIHEI. HEIHEI is a lush rainforest, bursting with biodiversity and a colorful Polynesian ambiance. Its Moana-inspired village exists in harmony with wildlife. But beware, for under the glistening surface of this South Pacific gem, a group of rapscallion pirates have washed ashore after battling against Gulliver and Pigleg. They have set up a makeshift fort, ready to defile and blemish this perfect paradise with rum and blood, but they're really just cutie babies. Let's go over the villagers on HEIHEI. First, we have Polly, the island representative. Jeremiah, Drift, and Frobert are the poisonous frogs. We also have Simon and Flora, Marina the mermaid, Captain Rizzo and sweet baby pirate Rod, and June and Faith are the islanders. Here we have a native tapir. Just say hi and ignore her. She travels around quite a bit. At our convenient resident services, you will find many amenities and resources for your expeditions. Oh, here's one of our pirates, sweet baby pirate Rod.
You're a sweet baby pirate.
Don't be fooled by his cute demeanor. He has stolen gold from many a San Franciscan. The local native villagers live in peace and harmony with nature, and have always strived to take only what they need from the sea and land. The invading pirates do not abide by these rules, and have severely depleted the fish and wild boar population. Despite this, some of the women of the village still want to make love to the pirates. Here's one of the natives now, June. June carries on the history of her tribe and ancestors through the oral tradition of music, chants, and storytelling. She plays her bongo drums while reciting song in the native tongue of her people. She even has many of her songs on vinyl. Faith is another islander whose skill in arts and crafts is unmatched among her people. She has a beautiful garden, and she uses many of her flowers and plants in her craft. You'll even find the flowers in her and June's hair. Faith's house has a great view of the ocean, and she uses a lot of her favorite flowers and plants in her decoration. She uses some of the flowers as dye for arts and crafts and painting her vibrant walls. Leaving Faith's house, you'll find the docks, where a limited number of outlanders have the privilege to trade goods every once in a while. A lot of the locals set up their markets here and trade their homegrown goods. These boats here are also used in case of any hurricanes, cyclones, or any serious weather event. You'll find some of the island's freshest food here. This place has the tastiest juices, and this stand has the freshest poke bowls and rarest fish. Up on this beach, you can really get a sense of the life that the islanders live. Here's a spot for bonfires, luau's, and celebrations, which happens more often than you think. Pretty much every day of the week. There's lots of tents and huts available for use. Alright, let's head to the left of resident services. Simon lives high up in the lush treetops. He considers himself the scout of the island, investigating anyone who arrives at resident services. He lives right next to the island representative, Polly. You can walk up to get on Simon's level, experiencing living in the treetops for yourself. Welcome to the rainforest canopy of HEIHEI. Simon asks all villagers to keep an eye out for the naughty pirates that entered the island from the sea and managed to slip by his investigative abilities. Simon has worked with local artists to create wanted posters that you will see throughout the island. Simon invited me over his house for a tour. You can really see how he lives in the treetops, but he still managed to make a cozy home for himself. Oh, Tom Nook came over for a meeting to discuss evicting the pirates, but it turns out that the pirates have been paying Tom Nook a lot of gold, so he would never kick them out. Let's talk about Polly's house. She's the island representative. Based on her decor, you can see that she's a true islander. Since Faith is so creative, she's actually helped Polly design a lot of her house. This is the left border of the village before we start entering the lush rainforest. This is a pretty famous fishing spot. You might even find some wildlife here. This area attracts a lot of flamingos. Flora's family is visiting from Florida. Now we are entering the rainforest. Make sure you have proper gear, long socks, vaccinations done, and be extra aware of your surroundings. Be on the lookout for some exotic species of wildlife and plant life, such as blue poisonous frogs, pink flamingos, and blue and purple pirate mice. Now we are approaching the airport. Upon flying into HEIHEI, you will be subjected to a thorough screening to make sure you are not bringing in any invasive species, such as arachnophobia spiders, pirate mice, or Americans. After your screening, you will immediately be greeted by curious inhabitants like Drift and Flora. Don't lick Drift too much because he's a little poisonous. The inviting palm trees and colorful flora invite you into this South Pacific paradise. On the left, you'll find HEIHEI's Research Center, which is mostly used by visiting researchers and scientists such as Blathers. There are also some pathetic nature YouTubers who stop by and film themselves getting stung by bugs and screaming, even though they don't hurt that bad. They're just doing it for clicks, and they're very bad actors.
Ah! Ah! Right on my arm right there, you see that? Oh my gosh! Ah!
Do you hear that noise? An inviting, heavenly sound that refreshes the soul as you follow it to its source. What could this heavenly white noise be? Ah, you guessed it. It's beautiful waterfalls. One of our curious inhabitants is here to greet you by the froggy pond. This is the biggest waterfall in the world.
This is the tallest waterfall on the planet.
Let's climb up to the lookout. Here is the perfect place to spot wildlife and the lush rainforest. Conveniently, this is by the Research Center, so you can grab some binoculars and explore. Here's Robert's house, located in front of this beautiful pond. I think he spends more time in the pond than he does in his own house. His house is surrounded by reeds and marshes. Robert's always willing to share his pond with visitors. Robert has certainly made a cozy house for himself in the pond. He used a lot of resources nearby to make his home, such as bamboo, wood, and vines. After Robert's house, you'll find a bridge that leads to a beautiful nature trail. This is the perfect spot to go fishing or take a hike. Here we have the habitat of Flora. Flora loves wading in her shallow pools that surround her home. She can stand there all day looking for tiny freshwater shrimp to eat. Robert also comes by. He loves to visit all the ponds around the island. Flora has a beautiful, peppy house, just like her. She lives with her sister, Carol. You can see her chilling by the couch. Carol has overstayed her welcome. She has been living with Flora for 3 months and hasn't paid a dime of rent. Flora is about to kick her back to the pond. It doesn't seem too bad to live at the ponds. I mean, Robert's having a grand old time. So Flora's flamingo area is right next to the dock. Oh, here's the Mermaid Cove and our beautiful resident mermaid, Marina. She sings beautiful songs to attract sailors to the island, but instead of murdering them, she is nice and gives them seashells. You can see that she also likes to decorate her house with seashells and LED lights. Up above Flora's house, we have Drift and Jeremiah. These frogs like to be a little bit high up like the monkeys. They are in a great spot because they're near Flora's pond to keep their moisture. Drift really likes to bring the outside inside, and the inside outside. Just like Robert, he's taken some of the resources and brought it into his house. He has a whole baobab tree for some reason, vines, plants, and even some pirate barrels that he snatched from the sweet baby pirates. And right behind Drift's house is Jeremiah's house, so let's go walk over there. Jeremiah lives right on the border of Pirate Town, so pretty scary. But Jeremiah is a brave boy. He's even waved at the pirates from a distance a few times. After all, Jeremiah used to be a bullfrog. But overall, Jeremiah has a pretty cool spot. I mean, look at that view. Jeremiah's house is kind of the opposite of Drift's because it's an actual house. Jeremiah has some of his favorite things here. He has some blue froggy chairs and a picture of one of his best buddies, Tad. His favorite color is blue, so of course there's a lot of blue elements here. Jeremiah has a hard time keeping his place clean though. Uh-oh, we're in the pirate section. Rizzo is the de facto captain of the band of pirates. His mutiny against Pigleg and Gulliver succeeded for a few minutes before him and his rebellious team, which is only Rod, were thrown overboard and wound up stranded on HEIHEI. Luckily for them, there were a lot of wrecked pirate ships and treasure already on the island for them to play around with. Captain Rizzo and sweet baby pirate Rod
Sweet baby pirate
have made good for themselves to the detriment of the island's resources, as they continue to plunder riches and pluck feathers. Rod makes love to most of the villagers, but Rizzo isn't too far behind. This is the spot that Rod calls home. Not bad for a stranded sweet baby pirate. His style is very sensual pirate chic, which has seemed to work in seducing the natives. Back here is a secret port the pirates use to bring in smuggled goods. Note the cannons that they use to scare off any approaching vessels that are not in the know. I get questions about this sometimes. This is not modded. None of my islands are ever modded. This is just a blue custom code on the floor. And some really good lighting. Rod and Captain Rizzo built up a lot of this area with wooden planks from wrecked ships and made themselves a little pirate town. Not unlike the pirate town in Steven Spielberg's Hook, starring Dustin Hoffman and Glenn Close. The pirates have set up a little makeshift tavern here, and they sometimes hire Faith to work there. Up this way is where Captain Rizzo lives. He lives right next to the main port, so he has all eyes and ears on whatever ships pass by. Rizzo's house is modeled after our wealthy captain's ship cabin. Wealthy captain's ship cabin. Try saying that 3 times fast. Wealthy captain's ship cabin, wealthy captain's ship cabin, wealthy captain... Rizzo proudly displays his treasures and gold. Yarr! Just as the natives party every night in peaceful harmony among the waves, the pirates do the same. But instead of peaceful revelry, you'll find many guns being shot repeatedly whenever Rod and Captain Rizzo are drunk, causing much noise pollution that gives a lot of anxiety to the animals of the island. Oh no, it looks like Rod spotted a ship approaching. It's probably some refugees or a simple fisherman, so watch him destroy them. Oh, looks like June's in town. She's such a sucker for little mouse sugar daddies. She disgraces her ancestors. Here we have the main port that the pirates use. Even though the pirates are stranded, they still have excellent communication with the outside world, especially Carnival Cruise Lines. They drop off people sometimes and deliver them Johnny Rockets. Here's where the pirates offload a lot of treasure and booty. They sometimes use this little makeshift marketplace to trade goods. Ever the diligent entrepreneurs Timmy and Tommy have set up a store on the island near the pirate town. Since they are capitalists, they have no problem dealing with filthy pirates. Tom Nook, of course, encourages this. One last stop before the end of town, the famous fish and chips restaurant. June works here on Tuesdays and nights and weekends for the pirates. A little past the pirate town is our last stop on this tour. This is the Rainforest Ruins. It's full of stones left behind by an ancient civilization, probably chickens. You'll hear less animals here as there's an ominous feeling of dread. Tales passed down the generations of the natives warn that evil spirits haunt this area. Probably turkeys who killed the chickens.
The turkey that's destined to lead the rebellion against Master Chickens.
Captain Rizzo dares to enter this in search of ancient relics. And June doesn't mind lurking over here for a little bit of that pirate booty, if you know what I mean. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I have other island tour videos if you want to check them out. And more to come. I live stream on Twitch, so please give me a follow and stop on by. Alright, thanks so much. See you next week for another video. Thank you. Bye!
You're a sweet baby pirate.